Bloodline is a serial killer thriller movie, drama, horror film starring Seann William Scott as Evan. He is a mild-mannered school counselor, social worker who works at a high school. And his wife Lauren has recently had a baby, so they're sort of struggling parents, fighting over, stuff like that. The baby won't take the nipple and things like that, and the baby, is very fussy. And we also find out that Evan is a serial killer. He, whenever a student, is able to have the bravery to talk to him about, a troublesome parental figure, Evan decides to do something about it. And in the opening sequence, he kills a nurse. We don't know why yet. And the movie sort of dips between flashbacks of before the baby, present day, and then flashbacks of Evan's childhood. This movie has a great cast. Seann William Scott plays against type. He's mostly known for doing, goofy comedies, but in this movie, he does a really good job. He's very creepy. There are moments where he smiles, and it's very unnerving how, he can just do that. And there's also his mom, played by Dale Dickey. She is also usually typecast as a hag woman, but she's also really good in this movie. She plays the mysterious mother-in-law and who helps them out with the baby. So the main complaint I have with Bloodline is that it has a great story. I really like the reason for his being a serial killer. I liked his routine. I like the vigilante justice. It's very similar to Dexter. But the biggest complaint is that out of the four kills we see, two of them are very cartoonish villains. I mean that in the sense that when Evan's talking to the first guy and convinces him to give him a ride home because he's drunk, the guy goes on a racist tirade about 5 minutes before he gets killed. And it's like, okay, we already know he's a child abuser, but we have to throw that in there too. And then the second guy, he abuses his niece. So when Evan confronts him, the guy doubles down and goes like, yeah, I like raping, I'm a raper, it just seemed really one-dimensional. And the last guy, he feels like a real character, and he feels sorry for him, even though Evan's going to kill him. They all should have been a little bit more rounded, I felt, because it cheapens the movie, Imagine if, Dexter's kills were all these, really over-the-top villainous people that were just, screaming, going I like killing people, it just takes a lot of the subtlety out of it. One more complaint I have is that the movie does have, its main story going on for about 60% of the film, but then they introduce an antagonist in the form of a detective who's sniffing around, but they introduced him way too late in the game. He sort of just shows up at the end. He's all I'm here to investigate the murders, and then you're kind of where have you been the whole movie? And then the movie sort of winds down to a very unsatisfying climax. The movie sort of ties up everything a little bit too neatly, and you're kind of sitting there going do these characters really deserve this ending? Because it feels not earned for one thing, and it feels a little bit too cut and dry. I felt a little bit more drama at the end, a little bit more suspense would have definitely benefited it all. Overall though, Bloodline has fantastic acting from everyone. You got two actors playing against type. You've got a really good story, I guess, of sorts. Some good twists, but overall a weak antagonist and some cartoonish victim characters. That doesn't it doesn't taint the movie at all. The movie's still solid and worth watching, but I just feel that it lowers it a little bit. So Bloodline, I give it a 6 out of 10.